Hey, Richest you money maniacs. Welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about the things that I'm really good at. And that means actually we're going to talk about gifts versus a passion. So I want to give a special shout out to Steve Harvey and thank him for his video and the inspiration for my video commentary and response back. Let's get right to it. All right, so I saw this wonderful video by Steve Harvey. What a talented guy and a huge success. Congrats to that fella for doing so well, and even better for the work that he's doing to help inspire others to improve themselves. I really appreciate seeing another human being help others. It's a wonderful, timeless tale of making it good for yourself and then realizing that there's also the ability to affect other people's lives in a positive way too. That is exactly what we're doing with Richest You, so kudos to you, Steve Harvey. I really love you for the work that you do. I saw one of your recent videos though, where you talked about stop following your passion and go after what your gift is.
Your gift will make room for you. Now, what is your gift? It's the thing that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort. That's your gift. Quit running away from the gift.
And the only thing that I found a little bit of a challenge with that was I think there's a misunderstanding in terms of the semantics that are being used there. First of all, you have to follow your passion. You have to. If you don't, and you only go after what you think you're gifted at, someone could be just really gifted at sitting on a couch and watching TV. I'm really gifted at eating donuts. And I know when donuts are good. I know when they're Krispy Kreme donuts, and I know when they're Dunkin' Donuts. I know the difference between store-bought donuts, and I know the difference between a delicacy bakery donut. I know the difference between when one basketball team is playing and another basketball team is playing, even from watching through a TV. Or I'm actually really gifted at scrolling through my app on my social media and spotting the really funny cat videos. That's my gift. I'm really gifted at social media. See, there's a big challenge right now in culture that purports the idea that anybody who tries at all should be awarded the best, awarded and recognized as if they're a champion too just for trying. You know what? Everyone that tries should definitely be recognized. However, they should only be recognized for the amount of effort and skill that they actually apply to it. Every human being has the ability to create their own reality. Every human being every day makes decisions and creates their existence second by second with every decision they make throughout their entire life. And that means if they have real passion to become an Olympic athlete, then they can. Now, if you haven't seen this movie, Eddie the Eagle, I would strongly encourage you to do it because it's a really great example of a human being, a young boy, who has early on decided that he wants to be an Olympian. He wants to compete in the Olympics. In fact, he wants it so badly from being a child even that he doesn't even care what sport he competes in. He just wants to be in the Olympics. And so at the beginning of the movie, you see this young boy going through all these different sports that he's horrible at. No skill, no strength, no coordination, can barely do any of them. Can't run, can't lift, can't jump, all the things that you would think he'd need to be gifted at to be able to actually compete in the Olympics. Yet he finally finds a sport that he could actually compete in the Olympics if he can qualify. You know what the sport is? He has to go up to the top of a mountain and fall off of it and not die. That's basically what happens. It's the ski long jump is the competition. So you ski down this big long shaft, this big long tube, and you jump off the side of a mountain and try and fly down the hill as far as you can. Well, I mean, you're just literally throwing your body off of the side of a mountain. How hard is that, right? It doesn't take a whole lot of talent, a whole lot of skill. Actually, it takes an incredible amount of talent and an incredible amount of skill. But because he's so determined, he never stops trying. And so he goes to an Olympic training camp and he just starts throwing himself off of a mountain, almost kills himself.
Gonna break his neck.
But because he's determined to stay the course and not give up, and he has the real passion that is required to lift yourself from mediocrity, he never stops expanding. He never stops learning. So much so that a former coach, Olympic coach, decides to save his life so that he doesn't break his neck from jumping off this mountain and start training him properly. And of course, the end result in the movie and the end result in the real life story of Eddie the Eagle is he not only qualifies, but he does very, very well and gains the respect of the top athletes in the world. Because what they realize is that he has the same drive that they have. And it isn't to compete against others, it's to better themselves. That is what passion is about. Redefining yourself. Redefining what you're capable of, expanding your knowledge base, expanding your skill level, doing things you never imagined you could do. People nowadays want everything done with the flip of a switch. They want to be instantly stimulated and not have to pay the price, work the hours, work the hard sweat and blood to make it actually true. They want to just pop a pill or flip a switch and get all the accolades and all the credit. They want to make a couple videos and be YouTube rich and YouTube famous or TikTok famous. They want to just overnight become instant celebrity. Everything is instant, instant, instant. And that is not how it actually works. It actually takes a lot of work, a lot of focus, especially if it's something that you're not naturally gifted at. Kudos to Steve Harvey for trying to make that distinction, but that's where it fell short. The definition of passion nowadays is not really the definition of passion that makes things happen, that changes your life. The passion that I'm talking about is where you have no choice. You follow the path because it's that or death. You have no other recourse, and so you do whatever it takes. See, that's something a lot of people don't talk about anymore. What will you do? What are you willing to give up to be able to make your dream come true? And the answer should be whatever it takes. Now, that does not mean to break the law. That does not mean to go and murder and steal. It does not mean to hurt others. It means in terms of what are you willing to do in your life, in the things that you control, to make your dream come true. And that means giving up the beer, giving up the going out with your friends and spending money, giving up golf, giving up having a nice car, giving up living in a nice house, giving up living close to your family, giving up everything you've ever known before in your whole life, because everything you know in your whole life has brought to you to where you are now. And if you're not happy there and you want to change it, that means you need to change all the things in your life. That doesn't mean you have to get rid of your friends and your family. Although some friends it may be better, and it might be good to limit some of your family members' exposure. However, they'll always be your friends and they'll always be your family. But your focus for real passion will need to be singular, will need to be laser. You will need to have a magnificent obsession for whatever it is you are truly passionate for. Because if you don't, the world is set to put you on your rear, and people are happy to do it. They are happy to tell you how you will never succeed, or even worse, to tell you that you're not the right color, you're not the right gender, you're not the right age, you don't come from the right family, you don't come from the right side of town. The fact of the matter is, the whole world doesn't really care, and they don't want to see you be successful, if for only one reason, because they are not successful either. So, So while Steve Harvey, I'm sure, meant the best of intentions in trying to explain that, the fact of the matter is you should not follow just what you're gifted with. You can take advantage of that and leverage it, most certainly, if that's what you want to do. But if you have a passion, because you could be really good at law, you could be incredibly good at debating and convincing people of your points, which is what makes a great attorney, right? But you actually have a passion for art. And artists don't make near as much as lawyers. So shouldn't you go with your gift? Even if it means being miserable? Even if it means that you want to commit suicide by the time you're 30? Even if it means that you have heart attacks by the time you're 35? That you've had double bypasses by the time you're 40? That you're overweight and miserable and you cheat on your wife by the time you're 45? Yeah, you should go with your gift then, because you're good as a lawyer, but you could have been an artist. And you know what? When you get to the end of life, yeah, you have a few regrets, big deal. Everybody has a few regrets. Wrong. Not everybody has regrets. I most certainly don't. And I know a lot of people who I'm friends with who are very successful business people who have no regrets because they continually expand, they continually grow, and they continually test themselves. What else can I do? What's my next skill? What language can I learn? What instrument can I learn to play? What sport can I learn to play? They're always pushing themselves. And you should always push yourself, because if you're not growing, you're dying. So I hope that this is helpful in helping you realize that what is real passion. Don't fall for the trick of go what you think you're gifted at. Because even if you did, eventually you would need to expand beyond that, because that's what life is about, expansion. And it's all around you in nature, all around everyone. Everything is always changing, always expanding. You know what? The best example is technology right now, how fast the world is changing. If you're not ready to expand and you just go with what you're gifted as, say a diesel mechanic, you are screwed. Because electric vehicles and electric trucks are here now, and soon they're going to be driving themselves. And you're going to be a dying breed. So keep that in mind. Steve Harvey, I'm sure, meant the best. He just got it a little bit mixed up. But most of his stories in that video actually were really great. I mean, there were great examples of people who followed their passion. Some people had passion for mowing grass. Some people had passion for actually cutting hair. Some people he talked about had passion for cooking chicken. You know, what he didn't point out was that that's exactly the opposite of what he was trying to say. Go with your gift and not your passion. They had passion for this, or they wouldn't have been doing it and they wouldn't have pursued it. But the human condition is always to expand. You always must expand. It's just that most people nowadays are so used to the instant that they don't know what real passion even looks like anymore. So I hope this video helps make that clear, and I hope it inspires you to learn to focus better, to learn to be more passionate about improving and expanding yourself. And thank you so much again to Steve Harvey for all of his amazing hard work. So this is the Richest You. If you like this video, definitely click subscribe. We would love to let you know every time there's a new video, and especially if you like the information in the video, please give us a thumbs up. And anybody who has questions, comments, or observations, or even if you just hated this video, please write a comment down below. I'd love to be able to discuss it with you. And I look forward to the next time. Now, also, just so you know, we have a wonderful course called The Richest You Mastering Money, and there will be a link for it down in the description. If you'd like to learn more about how to not only be able to follow your passion, but to actually finance it and be able to control your finances and get yourself out of the grind, that is a great course for you to take a look at. So, all right, Richest You Money Maniacs, we'll see you next time.